We're back. I know. I've been off the internet lately. I'm getting through the backlog of things I have to do. One of them is my real job. The other is all these home projects. So, like, it's just, have a lot of stuff I have to do. Editing videos for YouTube where I make literally no money. Is lower on my priority list. But we're at Mission Crit, which it was high on my priority list, by the way. So if you're not familiar with Mission Crit, it is a fixed gear crit, and it is pretty much the only one left in the United States. There's a few in Europe, but at least like where like a lot of people come. Like, I think, God, it's crazy to think that the last Red Hook was like 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. But like those were huge, and like everybody who raced like flew from Europe, etc. I flew to Europe to race them, yada yada. There's nothing of like that caliber anymore, and I would say Mission Crit's like the closest thing that we have. Not to say it's living in its shadow; it is its own event, and it's super fun. And there's like 3 events that are associated with it. And James Grady, the guy that puts it on, is one of my close friends and one of the greatest people alive. So, shout out to him. Now, right here, you're watching me actually come unclipped. I was the first one through that lap. I came unclipped and almost hit it. Again, there's the Mission Crit logo. Oh, wow. And State Bicycle Company. They got me here, thankfully. Without them, I would not be here. And same with, like, Vittoria and Hunt, Wheels, and Easton. Thank you for existing and supporting my chaotic brand identity. So yeah, Mission Crit, super fun. What's really weird is this race actually changes course after the first lap. In an effort to keep the field together for a little bit longer, they, rather than like sending everyone directly into a hairpin, they decided to open the gates for that hairpin, so you go straight through, and then to hit you. I think you hit like what, turn 7, 6. I don't know. I don't fucking care. And so yeah, there's like not an immediate hairpin that everyone like dies on. Like I think last year I did this 2019 before the world unjustifiably shut down for the pandemic. What do you call it? What's his name? Dab Daddy? I don't know. He's Sean maybe McElroy. Yeah, he was on Legion. Snapped his chainring like immediately out the gate in that hairpin. So I think they want to avoid that and causing massive crashes. Now I realize I have not even commented on any of the race so far, except for like me coming on clip, but I don't care. You guys don't watch these for tactics or races, whatever. There's like plenty of time to do that later, because I have the full video up, by the way. But yeah, so my tactic with this, I just mentioned you don't watch this for tactics, but in fixed gear races, what you do is you actually do not. Oh wait, never mind. We're good. Sorry, something happened. You don't want to conserve energy. You just want to go as fast as you fucking can the entire time, which was my tactic. I told everyone, I was just like, I'm gonna hit the front and just go hard, like for a few laps. And like, I think that my net power for this ended up only being like 280 something, which is like pretty minor. But for the first few laps, it was definitely higher, and I was definitely just like hitting it. So this is the first, because like ideally, you get a separation going like very early, because not to shit on the field, but like there's like 75 of them, and I would say I'm worried about one of them. And I'm not being a dick. Oh, I usually am, but there's just a vast disparity in fitness in comparison to like road bike racing, where you can kind of be like, fit, but and still like be there at the end. Like this, like you have to use your back pedal to slow down in hairpins. Like it's not normal, and a lot of people can't like repetitively like sprint out of a hairpin and just keep doing it, because there's like this one, swoosh right through there, and then you have a straightaway into a hairpin, into an uphill, into a downhill, and it's just like relentless. And so to slow, like you can't like just sit at 30 miles an hour the whole time. Also, I speeded up here to like 1,000%, because I literally just sit on the front like and just go. Like it's not hard. Like it is me doing the bare minimum to like keep the field behind me at bay, which we do pretty quickly. I think within the first 5 laps we started lapping people, and then yeah, so I'm just chilling. I'm just like do. And there were some attacks. I think people wanted to like draw some separation out. Personally, I wouldn't have done that. I would have waited to throw like heavy haymaker attacks like towards like the last 5 laps, instead of like trying to force a separation from a smaller separation, or from like, you know, the separation we created, just because it makes more sense. But hey, you know, you race your own race. I don't give a fuck. I think there was like 5 of us in the breakaway. Like, I couldn't count. Like, I was on the front so long I didn't know who was there, which in hindsight was a mistake, because there was actually one rider who, like, I saw on the start line. I was like, oh, he's pretty good. Manuel Posner, who races for DCC, like Destroy Cycling Club out in New York, and he's like strong, and I know he like races on the track, and I was like, oh shit, he's here. But I didn't know in the breakaway like where he was. I think I saw him a few times, but like, I don't know, it just didn't register. I didn't like, I don't know, it's just whatever. Also, I just jumped to 3 laps to go now. So there's a few riders I'm gonna call out. Okay, so that is Dylan, and then Joseph, and then Manuel Posner. That's kind of like who are the people at the end. Dylan was super strong, and just kind of attacking the whole time. And I think, yeah, this is actually one of his attacks. Like, he tries to like break away. And Dylan's also pretty strong, and was like covering some of those last few. I was like not super stressed. Like, I was just like, okay, they're gonna attack, and then it's gonna come back, and I'm just gonna keep riding like a little bit higher than tempo. Of course, I'm not thinking this in my head. I'm not like, I want to ride at fucking 430 watts. Like, I'm just gonna gradually bring them back, you know. But I was able to judge how tired these people were by how much they were sweating. I didn't sweat because I'm from Texas, and so it's like 120 there, and it was like chilly. But they were all like, you know, sweating. So I was like, okay, they're maybe a little gassed. And yeah, but again, there's like no point in conserving your energy like drafting, because it's also like you can't draft like a normal road bike race, because you have to give people space in the hairpins, and they didn't do that in one of these laps, and it actually caused a crash, which we'll get to because I have some other people's footage. I think I don't actually have the crash, but basically like they're too close to each other in the hairpin, boom, crash. Also, by the way, if you notice, I have a tooth gem. I don't know if it's glistening in my ring light, but it's there. I'm pretty happy with it. Also, some other things that are existing on my desk. This is my new favorite mug. Not only do I love firearms, but I'm a lot stronger than most people. Also, I bought these. These are my Rick boots. These are the turbo boots from Spring Summer 2022. Beetle Turbo. You know, never think that I'm not stupid enough to spend $2,000 on shoes. You know, because I am. I'm an idiot. I'm just gonna wear these, you know, to go get coffee, and that's it. I don't drink anymore, by the way. Completely sober, and I highly suggest it for everybody. And when I say completely sober, I mean alcohol is like literally the only thing I won't consume off of a floor. But yeah, it's great. I wake up at 4 in the morning every day, and yeah, carpe diem or whatever. I don't fucking know. We're going, and we're getting close to the end. I think we're coming up on the final lap. This is 2 to go, and I'm again riding the front. My plan is, if anyone attacks, I go with them, and I keep doing that, because again, I'm feeling pretty solid. Again, when I talk about disparity of fitness, like here, there's probably like one other person riding 200 to 300 miles a week, and like an hour at, you know, sub like zone 2, or zone 3 maybe, is pretty much what I'm doing. So yeah, there they are. There's 4 of them. Now, one interesting thing, I don't think I actually have the clip, but Manuel got like, he didn't crash, he didn't like go down, but there's a crash in front of him. He had to kind of do a loop and lost contact with the group, and I was just like, oh shit, okay, cool. Not thinking that any of them would come back, but I was like, oh, they're all on the ground. He was not on the ground, and he actually was able to claw his way back. I think we're coming into 1 lap to go here, by the way. Yeah, this is 1 lap, and Manuel's on the front. But yeah, he actually like came back. In hindsight, if I knew that that was a possibility that he did not go down, I just would have fucking drilled it, because then it's like like, I don't want to say guaranteed, but like I would have just mopped up. And because I was definitely under geared in this. I think I was 49-14. I should have been running like 50-14 because like it was just necessary. Now you're gonna watch me get pretty sketchy here, okay? And this is, I regret it. I'm sorry what I do. I'm sometimes make poor choices, but I'm like, I'm gonna get on Manuel's wheel, and I just dive in. Boom, you can see his footage. I push him wide, but I actually like start hitting his wheel, and kind of this is where I get thrown off. I'm like, shit, like I should just go now because there's like confusion, and like I saw a little separation caused by me being an idiot, like straight up, like I shouldn't have, like I don't know, it's stupid. But I sprint, but I'm like already at like 120, and Manuel had a much bigger gear than me. I think it was the size of his chainring was fucking huge, and he's able to get that gap like real quick. And it's hard to shut it down because like I can't sprint too hard into a hairpin because I have to slow down. And this thing is like, you take it right to the barrier, and I got called out, or caught out, I should say, which like sucked because like, you know, I've like come in second and third and 20th at Red Hook. And 20th too, by the way, when it was like a real Red Hook, when Ivan Cortina and like World Tour pros actually showed everyone, hey, whoever wins this shit, it's actually not that fucking hard if you're in the World Tour. Not to throw shade, but I'm always throwing shade at everybody, so fuck it. But yeah, it's look at all my fans. Oh, he gives me a pat. The Dylan guy's so nice. And I'm like, how do I mean anything to anyone? I literally feel like I'm on an island in my head. But yeah, it was fun. I just wanted to win because now I have to do it again. I'll keep racing these though. I want to race in Europe. If you know of any of these that are going on in Europe next year, like Rafa Nocturne or like Rad Race, I think I'm gonna do as a plan if State will send me over there, because like those are sick, and I wanna race them. And yeah, I think also like I don't know if Mr. Crit's gonna come back this year, but we'll see. I don't know. I hope it does because I love it. And shout out to Salem, by the way. Witch House is still the greatest genre of music that's ever existed. Send me race recommendations in Europe next year for fixed gears. Crits though, I don't want to do K1 stuff. Like it's just not my type of racing. And yeah, I just want to do like fixed gear crits against monsters. No velodromes yet. I don't care about those either. I just want to do stuff I like and have fun with because my life is all about fun at all costs. It's called hedonism. All right, I love you guys.